What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, as you all know, we just had that amazing ReZero episode with that beautiful Vincent Chansard cut. So today, I thought I would I thought I would talk about where I think Vincent Chansard should go next, where I want him to actually animate next. Like, what's the show that I really want him on now? Like, sure, we all know and expect that eventually he will be back on One Piece. Like, I don't think that's any surprise. He will be back on One Piece at some point. A lot of people want him on the final season of My Hero Academia. There's no surprise in that. I can see why people want him on that, especially for the final Deku versus Shigaraki segment. Like people want all the big names on that segment before we really get into the final back half of that season. And of course, people want him on Jujutsu Kaisen as per usual. Jujutsu Kaisen, like, he probably might not show up again on that just because, like, he doesn't like how Mappa treats their animators, but that's still a suggestion people throw out. Like, people saw his Maharaga stuff and people were like, maybe he'll come back. But the main thing that I want Vincent Chansard on is something that we've really never seen him tackle before. Like, we really have primarily only seen him tackle, like, in terms of like big cuts like this, like action anime, like One Piece, stuff like that. What I want to see him on next is I want to see him on Haikyu. Can you imagine him doing the Haikyu versus Kamomedai match? Dude, I get chills just thinking about it. So I know this is something that he's never really done. I don't think he's ever really done like a sports anime or anything like that. But can you imagine like just how good the volleyball segments would look in a Vincent Chansard cut? Like, imagine, just imagine like Hinata's like big game-changing goals that he makes in that match, right? Like Hoshiumi's attacks, all that, all the backstory stuff. But the main thing that I would love to see him on is I talked about this recently in a video about how they could expand on Hinata's fever. That's what I really want to see him on, is Hinata's fever, because we really see Vincent on primarily action cuts, right? We see him on action cuts and stuff like that. Can you imagine if he takes us like through the perspective of Hinata in this moment? Like, and the camera shifts to his perspective and we see like maybe he like makes it so like the world is starting to crumble around Hinata, because as we know, volleyball is his whole world. He's fought his whole life to just stay on the court. So like Vincent could make it where like Hinata feels like his world is crumbling. Like we switch to his POV where he immediately goes to like high five Tanaka, and like that's when everything starts to crumble for him. You get to we could see him animate him actually starting to heat up and all that, hit the sweat, him on the ground, everybody coming around him to see what's wrong. I just think it would be so good. Like, I know he really primarily focuses on action stuff, but I would love to see him really tackle a highly emotional scene like this. I think this could be extraordinary if done properly. And like I think he could do it, because like there's plenty of ways that I could see him doing it. Changing how the characters look that he sometimes does. Changing the like messing with the compositing a little bit, stuff like that. I think it has the potential to be very, very good. And like if he got on Haikyu, man, like that would send the Karasuno vs Kamomedai match into another stratosphere, in my opinion. Like he could literally go on anything in Karasuno vs Kamomedai, and like it would look great. Like, sure, people, if he would go to Haikyu, everyone would want him on like at least one of the big scores or something like that. But I would really, really love to see how exactly he would tackle Hinata's fever. I think something like that is a complete unknown for Vincent. He really hasn't really done anything like that. So if he gets to tackle this big emotional moment for Hinata, because this is the biggest twist in Haikyu, this fever, this fever that Hinata gets, this is something that you have to get right. It has to be perfectly executed in the anime, especially since Karasuno vs Kamomedai is being relegated to a movie. Hinata's fever is the thing that you have to get right. You cannot get it. It has to be perfect. So, in my opinion, you got to get one of the best animators in the business right now on it. And if you can get Vincent Chansard on a highly emotional moment like this, like tackling one of the biggest twists in all of manga, I think he would knock it out of the park, in my opinion. Because Vincent hasn't really done wrong ever. He doesn't have a single bad cut. And like I said, I know he primarily focuses on action cuts, but I would really love to see how he tackles a highly emotional moment like this, because I feel like this would be a cool thing to add to his repertoire. Like you can expect him on more things than just action. You can get him on like the silent introspective moments, stuff like that. And like if he does good on this, then maybe we could see him in the Kuma flashback. I don't know. There's so many avenues that there's so many different shows that Vincent Chansard could be on. But all in all, I would really, really love to see him on Haikyu tackling Hinata's fever. I think that would be just perfect. It would just I think if he would just be such a perfect thing to see in the theater. Like, oh my gosh. And if he executes it perfectly, bro, I can only imagine how good it would actually look. Twitter won't be able to do it justice. That'll be a cut that you have to see in the theater. Oh my gosh, I just can't wait, man. The Karasuno vs Kamomedai movie is going to be a masterpiece, but if Vincent gets on it can only get better from there, man. But let me know what you guys think. How do you guys feel about Vincent potentially being on Haikyu? Do you like that? Do you want him to focus on something a little more introspective, like the Hinata fever moment, or do you want him to do something completely different? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.